Bring it up. Right. Right, big gut moving across the room. All right, we've brought your settee up. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Do you think it looks good in here? What? Did you like it? Well, it's not my place to say, young man. Really, I mean, I just lift it up, you know. I'll lift the settee in the morning with a 5-hour lunch break, make sure my jeans hang down in the middle of my knees, and then lift one in the afternoon if I have to. I mean, I'm not really concerned with taste. No, just, you see, oh, shit. I'm an analyst, and it's very important to me that the couch looks right. You know, it's very easy to get the wrong sort of couch. Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's good wool. It's good wool. You think so? I mean, don't you think? I mean, I just read a book last year, you know, about blue. Oh God. Oh dear, it can do terrible things, you know. But you can be halfway through maybe an Adler system, or maybe you're using Gestalt, or maybe you're going into a Jungian archetype, and then they look at the blue and feather away. Oh God. No, look, no, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, you're a shrink, are you? Yes, if you want to use that word, yes. Will it bother you? No, I mean, I prefer it to just analyst. I suppose. Sit down for a minute. Look, no, I'm not doing the old corny thing here, right? You know, the sort of the bloke in off the street, you know, reversal of roles. Now. Well, it looks very like it. Very like it. I mean, it was very clever of you, really, to bring a settee which would worry me. So that I can make a complete burk of myself in front of you, and then you, just a normal, happy person who goes around munching his cheese sandwiches with bovine happiness, can sort of look down on me and make me feel inferior. I don't think you've got the right job, really. I don't. I think I'll be happier being an analyst. Yes. Well, you know anything about it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the whole point. You don't have to know anything about anything. Yeah? You see, you're just nodding. You were basically a sort of a well-paid equivalent of those naff little suede Alsatian dogs in the back of Vauxhall Crested. I think that's going a bit far. I mean, this cost me a lot. Becoming an analyst, you know. I mean, this carpet, I mean, this wall, I mean, this flock wallpaper, this oppressive Strindberg-smelling interior. I mean, what about qualifications then? Oh, no, you don't need qualifications. I mean, what's good is to just go right off the handle in the middle of an essay, so you get past because people see that you are flawed, therefore a human being, thus good at relating to other human beings are cracking up. Yeah, well, I don't think you like your job. I'm just not sure about the settee. I like the job. Wouldn't you like a sort of job where you just did it? You know, you didn't have to think. There's a lot of jobs like that. There's that sort of job. There's that sort of job. That sort of job. Sandwiches on the stomach. You just sort of fall back into a sort of an Aberdeen Angus consciousness. And I think that's what you'd like, actually. Do you? Yeah. But see, the thing is, if I did that, I mean, I wouldn't be able to exploit all the worries and neuroses that are abounding in the world. I mean, those sort of microbes of the atmosphere. I'm a sort of a pasteur of worry. I go around anaesthetising worry and concern and just basic bonkerness. And I think if I did your sort of job, it wouldn't work. No, well, you could be an analyst taxi driver. or an analyst shelf stacker. I mean, I don't know much about it, right? I mean, I've never had any worries. Never had any worries. I think I came out of the womb all right. I did all the good childhood things, you know. I weed in the classroom, I didn't get a worry about that. You know, the potato printing up until the age of 7, the shock of having to do maths, that was no problem. Homework was no bother. Finding out that you masturbate, think it's the right word, most. Sorry, it does embarrass me a bit, you know. Most, I can't say it properly, you know. That didn't give me any problems. And then girls, and, so, you know. What do you mean, so you know? How can you just stop like that calmly? I mean, it's amazing, you know, the people like you can just talk for a bit and then stop. You're stopping now. No, I can stop those for ages. I mean, are you employing Zen or anything like that? Zen? Zen Buddhism or some other variation of meditation? No, I'm just thinking nothing, really. My head's like a sort of a large, well-stuffed settee. Speaking of which, would you like to pay for it? Yes, I'd love to pay for it. The only thing is, I haven't had many patients for a while because, well, I upset them too much. I worried them and they've just stopped coming. So, could you give me a week and maybe I could get some patients? Oh, I don't know about that. Well, if I've got some patients for you now, because we've got to get our accounts in by tomorrow morning, if I've got you some patients, I've persuaded them. Well, I can do that. No, you put them off, you know, the bow tie, the mad staring eyes, you know. Now, if I go down to the Plough and Arrow, where I usually go over Saturday, and ask some friends in, you know. I mean, they won't have anything exotic, you know. They won't want to sort of strangle people or I don't know, you know, go back to the womb enough. I mean, they might be worried about the HP or maybe the chromes coming off the back of the Escort. Will that give you enough to work on? Yes, probably. All right. We're now going to take a short time leap to save me walking down the road, which isn't very interesting. 1720, yes, we're back in the century where people walked properly. They didn't just shamble around like they do now, standing twisted with rictuses of tension in bus queues, where people really swanned around, their hands stretched out, lavatory paper terror-lerrying by the river around their necks. And it was into that world that madness really took off as an art form. Before that time, when people were bonkers, it was said that they were possessed by devils. People were seen as being very distant, satanic, odd creatures. But in the 18th century, it was realized that they were wacky for some secular reason. Things in the everyday world was driving them around the twist. And it is that round the twistedness that we are going to look at now. Because at the turn of the 18th century, what happened was that people saw that there was money in madness. What has been termed as the mad trade began. If you had a relative, if you... turn down, will you? Will you stop talking to that camera? That's my turn. And just get back, put him back in the cell. I'm interesting. I know all about the bins. I know much more about the history of it. I know. But you're a nutter. I mean, they think that you get it all wrong. I'm the psychiatrist. I can get it right. Right. What he was saying there... right, as I say, the 18th century. This was the time when things were really crazy. Now you're probably wondering why I'm in 18th century clothes. Why here I am in the 18th century sitting on a chaise longue and then whew, in the modern post-1966 fly-on-the-wall documentary world sitting in a horrible, ghastly waiting room type chair like this. It is because when I went bonkers, when I went really round the bend in the 18th century, I not only went mad, I went immortal. I stayed around forever. My perturbation was that I had swallowed a tincture which in a later century was seen to be the exact constituency of the ink that wrote the book that James Hilton wrote, Lost Horizon. That's right. And in the course of... at this point, I was washed. Everybody was washed periodically in lunatic asylums at that point, so Hogarth could draw them. Right, stay still! Stay still! Right, that's it, you over there. No, I've just washed him, no. No, I want him filthy again. I want to fill him again, some orange peel on his ears. You know, that sort of orange peel that Tony Richardson uses in his naff films. Okay, right. You over there. Yes, you with that nutter over there. What nutter? You calling me a nutter? Yes, I'm calling you a fucking nutter. Look, put a dishcloth in his head. You know, I like my pictures full of lots of activity. Yeah, bring in some dogs as well. 20 spaniels running through the loony's legs. But Mr. Hogarth, this isn't the point. I mean, later centuries want to see that the bins are like they are in the 20th century with lots of linoleum. No, that's boring.
They think it's like later centuries. That's tedious. No, they've got to have a sense that their century is more interesting than ours. What is he talking about now? I don't know. What are you talking about now? It's time you went for lunch, you know. I'm talking about Hogarth. Hogarth. Yes, Hogarth. What the hell don't any doctors know anything about painting? God. Jeepers, creepers, jeepers, heapers, creepers. I've a good mind to chop both my ears off and fly. You can't fly and chop your ears off! Only Dumbo can fly! Shut up! Look, Van Gogh chopped his ears off so that he could appear in a Walt Dickens film. No, Walt Disney, Walt Dickens, it doesn't matter. Walt Diddley, the bloke who began rock and roll and all that. Well, we've done enough binning for this morning. I was about time we did a therapy class. I mean, I've whittled on quite well. I whittled and wittered. I should be whittling because I'm on a bench at the moment. Do a bit more whittling like Grinling Gibbons. God, Grinling Gibbons, the planet of the apes. Shut up! Bloody word association. And you use that in psychiatry? What? Look, I'm talking to a patient. Do you mind shutting up? No, you use that in psychiatry? Word association? And if I say mother elephant, you automatically assume that my mother wasn't an elephant. I just have to trick you. I know all the games now. I know all the nutter games. I mean, I've only got a very medium, boring, sort of hamster small nutterness. And I've just sort of invented... No, but the point is, we want you to go out. I don't want to go out. More fun here, you know. We're in the most boring interior imaginable. Linoleum, dinners that have been 8 months old, custard so old that Tutankhamun wouldn't look at it, horrible naff chairs, lots of spotty NHS employees coming around, and yet we transform it with delusion. Our illusions can turn this into the temples of Babylon. It can turn it into a big sort of swimming pool. It can turn it into any country, any place, any shape, any texture. Now, why do I want to go back to Hemel Hempstead or something? And I have to do things. In here, I don't have to do anything, so I can just think things. More fun that way. Anyway, I'm going to go on talking about what life was like when the bin trade really got going. Yes, the bin trade. The early 18th century. Now, what was I going to say next? That was it, yes. At this period in the early 18th century, the artists of this time were also pretty round the bend. Alexander Pope and Jonathan Swift were two salient members of the Scriblarius Club. The object of the Scriblarians, first of all, was to be as uncomfortable as possible. Pope ensured this by getting rickets very early on. And Swift kept smacking his head against a wall till he got really bad vertigo. Still, people were grateful to him because he gave a nice metaphor for madness. I mean, of course, in Gulliver's Travels, where there is Lemuel Gulliver down on the beach, his hair tacked down onto the sand. Now, isn't that a perfect image for madness? The horrible worries and neuroses of the head tacked down. And, as it were, as strange sort of objective correlatives of that tacking down, the Lilliputians, like little extensions of one's egotistical worries. Great. Anyway, who needs the 18th century? I can go any century I like, you know, I can just drift around. But it was interesting then, you see, because then things were mercantile. There was a real, honest, financial impetus to putting people in lunatic asylums. Lunatic asylums made lots and lots of money. There was this one in Bethnal Green, Warburton's, that's the one. And if somebody needed to put someone away because they wanted to acquire their fortune or whatever, they could just blow the whistle on them and in they went. But then a terrible mistake happened in the 19th century at the Great Exhibition, because there they binned Prince Albert by mistake. Why have you brought me here? What? Well, I think somebody tipped us to, didn't they? So we give some money to bring you here? No. I mean, I'm not due to go here. I'm not due to look round a bin. Look round a bin like that. What do you mean you're not due to? It's because I'm Prince Albert. But You haven't got a German accent. No, I know I've got a German accent. I only had a German accent after the First World War. When people didn't like me because I was German. But when the actual time was, when I was around, I had a sort of an English accent. Got full of that. Prove your sanity. I don't have to prove my sanity. I'm the Prince Consort. Now, come on, you've got to prove it. Tell me something that proves to me that you're sane. All right? In Germany, where I come from, at Christmas, we have a ceremony. It's quite a touching ceremony. To celebrate and denote the occasion of Christmas Day, we bring a tree in from outside and put it in the house. And that proves your sanity. I think so. No, it's not enough. Hello? Yes, I'll tell Her Majesty. They've been Prince Albert. What are you doing in here? I didn't come in here. I didn't come in deliberately. I was picked up. I was getting excited at the Great Exhibition, and because they've been binning people who've been getting excited at the Great Exhibition, they thought I was just a general Great Exhibition loony and stuck me in here. It's quite convenient, really. What do you mean it's quite convenient? And I married you for the children, and I've got the children now, and, I quite fancy Lord Melbourne now. Oh, no, you're not going to leave me here. Yes, well, we'll invent a little myth. You died suddenly, that's it, and then I'll have lots of statues made of you. Don't make a statue of me! I hate this period statues! Please leave it till the 20th century! No, no! Now we're going to do the biggest, ugliest, most naff statues I can do. Like huge marble and masonry Christmas cakes with just a little you at the very top. Now I get some very bad paintings done of you from memory. Maybe you get Landseer to do it, so you'll look like a rabbit or a dog. And then I'll just give out that I'm very sad you've died, and I'll get lots of sympathy till I die in 1901 on January the 22nd. How do you know you died on January the 22nd, 1901? I'm just guessing. What did you just say? This woman who maintains she's Queen Victoria has just predicted her death. So prediction, of course, means insanity. And of course it did. In 1485, early in the year, there was a lunatic in Leicestershire who rolled around on the ground predicting the Battle of Bosworth. He also predicted that Richard III would lose it. However, Richard heard about this bloke. Oh, stop doing that stupid crawling around shit. Now then, what's all this prediction number about me losing the battle? No, stop doing that stupid BBC Two close to camera stuff. Why am I going to lose the battle? Because you look like Nana Muscuri. Well, I only look like Nana Muscuri when Laurence Olivier does me. I mean, when Anthony Sher does me, I look like a monkey on a stick. I mean, was that a reason for dying, for losing a battle? I mean, I've got enough problems, and look at this. Come on, you know. I mean, history's got to look good when kings die. You know, I know I'm a villain and I've bumped off my nephews, but I mean, doing over some guffy old cripple in a battle, I mean, you know, English history will just look terrible. I'll look great. I'll look great, but I'm prepared to lose that greatness to stay on the throne. So change your prediction. You're going into a Malmsey butt or something. You're still talking about Malmsey butts? Malmsey butts. Malmsey butts. But Malmsey butts and dozy dotes. I used to be a great comedian, you know, in the 30s. Me and lots of other people. Yeah, I know you did. How many cigarettes have you smoked today? 80. I always smoke 80 when Channel 4 come in and film us. Oh, thank you. We're going to do a pan shot now on all of you. And what we'd like you to do is to pretend we're not here. But I'm pretending you're not here at the moment anyway. Well, in pretending I'm not here, that I'm actually here, although I am here. Doesn't make sense. I know, but you're... Well, you're... No, I don't want to say... Well, it's all right if I talk rubbish to you. No, it isn't. Just because I'm mad doesn't mean you can talk rubbish to me. Well, bear with me, all right? Okay. I want to just pull the camera away. Can you get more old-fashioned sort of dressing gowns on? You've got rather nice... Can you get those old check ones? No, this is a nice one. I mean, this was bought for me and brought for me and bought for me and wrought for me and bought for me and wrought... Yeah, okay. I mean, it's silk. No, it's not silk. It's silk, it's silk. It's silk from Japan. Shut up! Shut up about Japan and slinky eyes. Oh. I've screwed every man in this asylum. Everyone wants me. Everyone wants to take me. They want to take me and just push me over and rape me. And you know why? They want to do that because I'm a member of the Church of Jesus. I am. I joined the Church of Jesus because I knew that was the way to become Miss World. See, if you're a Methodist, you only get to become Miss Pathelli. That's why I did it. And all of you, you're just men morons. All of you are just men morons. Can you get the camera onto that one over there? She's been quite interesting. Get the camera here. Move in close. Why are you pointing that thing at me? You taking my picture? You taking my picture for Vogue? You want to put me in Vogue or Paris Mismatch? Paris Mismatch? No, get a bit more of that. Did we get that on sound? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like the mismatch, the mismatch. It's nice. We have a few jokes in, so it makes lunacy a bit more bearable. What can we do next? We've got all the sort of vaguely normal-looking people. Then when we close in, we realise they look a bit mad. Maybe we should get some of the really wacky-looking ones that are almost normal and sort of mix the two up, make the programme a bit more interesting. Maybe spin it out at 50 minutes. Mr. Freud. Yes? I've come to paint your flat. Oh, yes. Mr. Schippelgruber. Schippelgruber. Are you laughing at me? No, that's just an unusual name. You're a painter, are you? Yes. You're very young to be a painter. Yes, I'm 17. It's time I got on with life. You never know when it's going to stop. There's so much left to do. Like my room. Yeah, all right. Well, what colour do you want it? I hadn't really thought about it. Well, think about it! I mean, sorry, think about it. Cream, maybe? Now, why don't you have it white with purple stripes all round it, but none of those sort of horrible Jewish yellow colours? White and black and banal. You seem quite interested in the way I paint the room. Yes, quite interested. Are you just a painter? Yes, I'm just a painter. I sort of live tortured with the frustration of being just a painter. Oh, fucking bit my tongue. What? Sit down, I'll fix it. No, it's all right, I'll fix your tongue. What did you say your name was? Hitler. Huh? Hitler. 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 Ah. It was Schippelgruber a few minutes ago. Why do you think you... I'll just touch your head. It's a device I have in analysis. I always rub the forehead. It looks great in the daguerreotype. So then, why have you become Hitler when you were a Schippelgruber? I just put this in your tongue, it won't hurt so much. Why do you think? I mean, you can't become famous and brilliant called Schippelgruber. I was going to call myself Derek Green. And then I realised that wasn't a good German name, Derek Green. There aren't many Derek Greens in Germany. I don't think I've looked it up in the phone directory. I haven't seen many anyway. It would have been distinctive, though. Not German enough. Why is it important for you to have a very distinctive German name? What? It's not important. It's just be nice, that's all. And just be nice. I put my name on the door and they still don't come. Yeah, well... Oh, I don't know. Well...
We try to get the blokes in, you know, for you to do a bit of an analysis to pay for the settee. I mean, I'm afraid if you don't give us some money, we'll have to take it away again. Sorry. Sorry. Cut. Stop there.
What was that? It can't be guns. It's only July 1914. I think it's the nightingale. The nightingale that Alan Bennett is going to write about in 40 years on. Yes, it was a premonition. Or perhaps even an echo. Or perhaps even somebody just going... Yes, that's what it was. Gavrilo Princip, the man who shot Archduke Ferdinand, the one who looked like Bernie Winters with a silly Ivan Novello moustache. Yes, Princip was sent off by the rest of the Serbians to assassinate the man to turn the 19th century into the 20th century, because the 19th century was a little bit behind. It was 14 years in and the new century hadn't really begun. It was getting off to a very bad start, the 20th century. First of all, a big ship was sunk in 1912, April 14th, 15th. The Titanic slid down, but that was all right. That was all right. It was all right in the mind of the psychoanalysts, especially for Jung. But as it drifted down to become an archetype in the imagination that would be hoisted up to be one of the great civilization archetypes of the future, the 20th century was still a bit naff. For example, people in the 19th century had big flowing skirts, but in the early 20th century, particularly after the arrival of the ballet russe, the skirts were very, very tight. Hobbled skirts, they were called, to stop the suffragettes from getting the vote. Right on. However, in 1914, we are returning now to the subject of psychology, yes, the subject of which the nervous, hysterical women, as they moved to and fro looking at Michelangelo, would turn their heads at. Yes, I mean, of course, the discoveries of Mr. Watson, not Mr. Pavlov, he comes later, but Mr. Watson in 1914 published his book on behaviorism. That's right. If you hit somebody enough on the head with a big stick, eventually they would not like being hit upon the head with a big stick. A brilliant discovery, and one which the War Office was quick to latch on to. Mr. Watson here to see you, General Haig. Good, send him in. Send him in. Send him in. There's no need to punch the bell, General Haig. I'm already bringing him in. Send him in. What do you want? What? What do you want? I'll do it again, then. What do you want? I'm bringing in General Haig. No, I'm General Haig. Just testing if you are sane or not, sir. Good. Right, let's see the man. Let's see the man you're bringing in. Mr. Watson, the discoverer of behaviorism. Very, very famous psychological claptrap. You asked to see me, General Haig, did you not? Yes, I did. Now, I've been watching Sir John Mills and all those other people who do camp versions of famous people like us. And I've come to the conclusion that you could be jolly useful to us. You see, the world is still a bit romantic. It still thinks that war is something romantic. It's not going to be romantic anymore. We want people to wear boring uniforms for a start. It's all right when you're going to get blown up dressed as if you're in the Student Prince. Do you want to get blown up when you're dressed like a medical orderly? Probably not. However, you want to use your theories of behaviorism to get the British soldier used to the idea of doing something completely ridiculous. How would you like me to go about it? I don't know, that's your problem. I'm just the general. I'm just there to tell people to go and die. I'm not into all the arcane, bizarre ways of doing it. That is up to you. Now, I understand from your theories, if you hit a dog on the head lots of times, then it doesn't like being hit in the head. Is that correct? Yes, it does.
He does, yes. This is Mr. Pavlov.
Hello.
Mr. Pavlov has brought his dog along, General Haig.
Yes. Gentlemen, will you come in, please? The other generals are coming now. This is General Sir John French. General Sir Herbert Plumer. General something or other, that's Lord Kitchener. He's going to be drowned in the Hampshire in 2 years' time, so he's not going to be blamed because he drowned and got sympathetic. And all the other sort of vaguely geriatric people with walrus moustaches, they're going to stand around and see your demonstration. Okay. So, tell me about this dog. Mr. Pavlov, would you like to talk about the dog? Yes. I discovered from hitting this dog or doing anything to it, I could get a direct, specific response that I wanted. So, first of all, I'm going to wave a French flag in front of it, and then it's going to run away from that plate of snails. I think he thinks it's liver or something.
But he's eating it.
Yeah, well, I think he probably thinks it's sort of liver snails.
Look, we want to be absolutely certain. I mean, we are putting something in the region of 250,000 men into battle at one time. We want to condition them in such a way that they will just keep on walking and make a very, very good photograph for the Times. Now, since you don't really have an answer, I will do it myself. I'm a soldier, I'm a thick idiot, so therefore I must have as much in my head as a psychiatrist, so I will tell you what I suggest you do. You get rows and rows of English soldiers and get big piping hot plates of plum duff at the end of the field. And gallons of wine and bitter beer and all that sort of stuff. Maybe the odd whore. And then make them run towards it day after day, day after day. They will condition themselves to thinking that if they run across an open space, they will get sensual enjoyment. All right? I want you to do that with them for 6 months, at the end of which time I'll be able to kill them in their thousands. I am walking through the id. And the id is America. Irrational, tasteless, filthy, occasionally charming, but always aberrant and unexpectedly violent. And then I jump across the canyons of the mind, right through the Arizona of non-thought to the Pacific world of the Far East. And there I am in the ego. I move through the ego and I look up to the super-ego. Now the subject of Professor George Steiner's very, very self-indulgent lecture. Is it not the case that Freud, looking at a very esoteric Czechoslovakian word I'm now going to throw at you and confuse your any sense you may have of following my argument, Vish Nagodajnvada, or even to quote Maeterlinck, Je t'aime, is it not a case that in the house, the Viennese house, redolent with the Jungerstile, the paintings of Gustav Klimt and Egon Schiele, that we see the microcosm of Freud's psychiatric schema? I think we can. I think if we look down in the basement of Freud's house, we see the id. When we look in the middle rooms, the appartement vérité, we find the ego. You can't talk like that. It's a 20th century person talking. This is the early 1900s. You're in the Dickens world. The Dickens world and the dad world. What is the Dickens world and the dad world? Was Dickens Dad's dad, or was Dad Dickens' dad? Who knows? The dad I'm talking about is not the pun, but the man. The dad with the D, the dad with the second D. The dad of the fairy teller's masterstroke. I mean, of course,
Richard, dad. No, he was not a singer. No. But when you're born with a name, it automatically stimulates the idea of an echo. That is to say, to have two D's on the end of your name. You must inevitably go bonkers. Richard, I'm so pleased to meet you. Hello, Augustus. Come in to my painting room. I don't see any paintings in here, Richard. Maybe some drawings or lithographs. No, there's a painting here. It's a very nice copy of a Veronese there on the floor. That's your dad. I know. My dad's being a painting. No, he's not. He's being dead. He's being dad. He's being dead. He's a dead dad. My dad's dead. That's why I killed him, so I could make this funny, naff joke. You killed your father to make a stupid joke? Yes. It's a good enough reason, isn't it? That's what he did. That is what he did. Richard Dad killed his dad because he thought his father was indeed the devil. True. Yes. In 1846, or was it 1843, Richard Dad and his dad were good mates. Cheerio, Dad! I'm off to the Far East with Sir John Phillips. John Phillips was an MP at the time, and Dad, being a brilliant young artist of 26, was going with him as it were, as his pictorial amanuensis. And off they went to the Middle East, to the Far East, where lots of his paintings looked like Edward Lear's paintings. That was the problem. His style was like somebody who was going to come later. He could see it. All mad people can. So what did he do? He had to be famous. How do you be famous when you've done something like somebody else? It's like when you're Belgian and you want to be French. Or you're Canadian and you want to be American. Or you're a New Zealander and you want to be an Australian. Dad had that problem. The Lear problem. Yes. Lear's problem. Blow winds and crack your cheeks. Blow winds, you cataracts and hurricanes. Spout! You trying to be a nutter? What? You trying to be a nutter? I'm a nutter. I'm losing my mind. Well, it's a good place to lose your mind with long hair and getting wet. With some camp little person with a sort of a bathing hat with bells on running around your ankles. No, but when people go mad, they go mad going to work in the morning. They go mad in the bus. They go mad bringing in the milk. King Lear can't go mad bringing in the milk. Can't he? Not one more than 9 nights. Very well! A plague upon you! I will go to Reagan's house. But before I go, I will bring in the milk. Anyway, the milk of humankind, let us for a moment bestow it upon the poor, tortured head of Richard Dad. Yes, off he was in the Far East, painting and drawing like crazy, and I mean like crazy. Each painting had a strange italic lift to it. Everything was moving to the right, even the pyramids. Even Abu Simbel. Even the little Greek key pattern, which made it look very naff and swastika-like. Everything was moving to the right, as indeed was Richard's mind. His left lobe had jumped up on top of his right lobe. Do you know this acrobat very well? Do you know this acrobat very well? Will he catch me? I think so. He's just been let out of a bin, though. What? I'll catch you. Now, come on, swing. I'll catch you. Come on. Look, I put butter on this hand. All right, that's just a joke, just a joke. Got rosin in this pocket. Rosin. God, this is a really good show. A mad trapeze artist. Of course, he was killed, as indeed was Dad's sanity, because he killed his dad in Cobham. What a place to kill your dad. In the sweetness of Surrey, that red brick conservative safety of Surrey, Dad was dead, and Dad Jr. was bricked up. First, he went to Bethlehem and later to Broadmoor. But in the course of his incarceration, something very interesting happened. His madness, like a gadfly, flew off and stung the imagination of Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens, as you probably know, was obsessed with two stories from his novels. I mean, of course, spit it out. That wasn't your pill, Mr. Limster. That was a door handle. Pills get so big. Pills get so big. Pills get so big you might as well eat a door handle or a quoit or a discus or a disc. Maybe if you sucked a disc for a long time it would turn into a lozenge. Lozenge. Hello. Hello, tonight we're going to be looking at the music of Drain Drain. Drain Drain have done just about everything that's possible that can be done in music. That is to say, be bad, dress in white and wear sort of Lady Diana haircuts. However, they've gone way beyond that. They've just done a medicated, throat-improving lozenge of a record.
Well, when you sell a lot of records, I mean, I suppose the whole market of pop music is really concerned with sort of calculated obsolescence. You know, like British cars and things like that. So we thought we should acknowledge that in a sort of jokey way with the record and make it edible. So that after you've heard it 3 times, which is about as many times as anybody would want to hear our records, you could suck it and cure the cold. You know? The cold? The cold. And the cold I'm speaking of is the coldness of Charles Dickens' heart. Yes. Was it really excessive sentimentality that made him run around with Rogerie's hands fluttering over his head? No, no, no. It was a hard, analytical look at schmaltz. And it was that which overdid him. Cold, cold, my girl, even in thy chastity. Imagine living with 2 Desdemonas. One was bad enough. Anyway, life can be difficult. Difficult indeed when Dickens, obsessed, soft-soaped with his sentimentality, overdid it. For once he had heard of the death of Dad's father, he became obsessed with the idea of reenacting it. And this is fact. Really? Not imagination, not whimsy, not bullshit or shine, but fact. Absolute Cyclopedia Britannica fact. He used to go to the Cobham Woods with his friend, his indeed biographer, John Forster, and many others like Harrison Ainsworth, and they would stand around with their big white tight trousers watching Dickens reenact the murder. If he had not been a famous novelist, he would have been binged on the spot. But he was kept around because nobody else at that time could write good books. Good books. Good books. Is it not the Bible that has caused so much trouble? Sit up and listen is a good indication. Ding, bing, ding. Ding, bing, ding, bing, ding, bing. Hello. Hello. When I go for the bus in the morning, I find it very useful to have at least 2 10p pieces, because 1 is not enough to go to Finsbury Park. Ding, bing, ding, 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 bing. Bing, ding, ding, bing, ding, bing. Ding, 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 ding. How are you feeling today? Bing, ding, 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 bing. Well, he's been watching television, that's something. Say ya. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Just saying ah, don't sing any signature tunes. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Yes.
You got any money on you at all?
Sorry?
You got any money on you at all?
No. What, you want some money to buy some drink or something?
That's right. You know, just a cup of tea, maybe some Lapsang Sing Chong tea, you know, with a nice willow pattern cup, you know, and a nice George II piece of silver to turn it round. You know, a nice tea room I do in Brewer Street, I think. Brewer Street. Brewer Street's full of nice tea rooms. And thought I'd go there and have a little cup of tea.
No. I tell you what, though. We can't go to Brewer Street, but I'm a social worker. And I'm going to take you to a bin. I'm going to take you to a bin.
Oh, what do you mean bin? What do you think I am, Top Cat or something?
No, I'm going to take you to a bin, and we're going to put you there, then you'll be happier wetting yourself and being dirty.
All right. No, bin. I like it here in the station. There's lots of nice company. There's old Mary. Mary! What do you want in a bottle there?
What bottle? What bottle are you talking about? Oh, God, what bottle? Bottle. I haven't had a hot water bottle for years. Not a hot water bottle, just 15 bits of newspaper rammed up in knickers I have. Never a hot water bottle.
Oh, come on, woman. Don't be so Irish and self-pitying, for Christ's sake. You gotta have a bottle of something somewhere. I've seen you go some cider somewhere. Now, look, why don't you leave me here? I'm screwed up and I've got a head inside me like a Scandinavian kitchen implement, but I'm happy here.
No, but you'd be a lot happier in a hospital, wouldn't you?
Why would I be a lot happier in the hospital?
Because you'd be surrounded with lots of nice normal people like me.
I'm not sure I'm too bothered meeting normal people like yourself. I prefer normal people like these people out here.
No, see, these people are only normal if they're all together in a hospital with lino on the floor and have roly-poly pudding and very old custard for dessert. They're not very normal if they're sitting around draining old cider bottles.
I'll come along and give it a test. See what it's like.
All right. Well, I've got a nice GTI across the road. You can sit in the back, and I'll drive you there. All right.
See you later, Mary. I'll give you a report.
Hello, it's an Irish person, is it? An Irish person? You brought your four-leaf clover.
Well, there's no Bushmills under this bed, I'm afraid. Not even Fred Astaire and Finion's rainbow. Anyway, it's nice and clean. It's nice and clean. We've ironed it this way and that way and that way. That's a crease. That's a crease and it's going diagonally.
Well, why shouldn't it go diagonally? I don't mind the diagonal crease. My bum hasn't got much of a sense of geometry, you know what I mean?
Hello, welcome to Channel 4. Tonight in Channel 4, we are giving you a very sort of loose look at what it's like to be in the bin. That's to say, when I say a loose look, I mean not having a very good sense of how to use the cameras. But despite the fact that... oh, sorry, wrong camera. It's all right, we can take it, you know, it's that sort of channel, you know, it's whatever we want to do, isn't it? We're going to be going inside a lunatic... We're going to be going inside a lunatic asylum, and what we're going to be trying to do is to give a really good look at it, not with the sort of the Paul Vaughan sort of documentary voice going over it, giving you a sort of a warm bath of rational, reasonable sort of explanation, but something far better than that. By which I mean, I suppose what I'm really talking about is just the fact that when people are put inside asylums, they don't acquire that amazing sort of celebrity which very glossy programmes like Arena intend to invest in them. And what we want to do in Channel 4 is to show that the people in bins are as incompetent and awful as we are. In fact, as anybody else you see on the street. Good night. That's it, stop there.
Thank you very much.